not a game. This is not a job. This is what we do. We do it because we love it. We do it because we got heart and soul. We've been doing this for decades.
Today, what's going on? What's going on?
Hey, gentlemen, how you guys doing? This is
Cold Dizzle in the Bizzle.
In the place.
Gotta love that name.
Yes.
What's up, man? What's going on? Four flats in the Cadillac, and so we had to have him on the show just to get his see what he's been up to in the gaming space and all that good stuff.
Yes,
he's doing it big Willie style, with the full complement of family dogs and the whole nine. So
yes, sir.
So anybody been doing anything interesting this week?
Nope.
No, just straight up just living.
First.
Huh?
Yeah, not this week.
Okay.
No.
Okay, nobody saw Black Panther because we didn't even speak on that.
I wish
you need to get on that.
Me.
They're gonna pull your ghetto car, homie.
I need a babysitter, so
you have to get it before it comes out on Blu-ray.
Wow.
No, yeah, you got. Yeah, if you're gonna talk about it soon, you're just gonna.
We'll see. I want to see at my own pace.
Okay, well, hey, I guess Soul won't be making one of the shows where he'll be blacked out for that segment or whatever. It's gonna be all to the good. So,
Cold
Dizzle. Yeah, I got to get that right because we know him as Scott.
You got to throw the 3 in there. Don't leave that out.
That's
the lucky number right there, gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
That is a lucky number, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Cold Dizzle, have you been up to anything? Like I said, you just came back from volleyball practice with your kids, or what's going on there?
All right. So just been to the ER probably 3 times this week.
Oh wow!
And so so I can't wait to tell you about the first episode, but we'll probably get to that here in a hot minute.
Yeah, we'll get to that in what you've been playing. So that'll be
what we've been playing, but just running kids around, just working. Can't wait to see American Idol 2. Dude, Lionel Richie's on it. I'm just curious to see how he blends with. I'm trying to think Luke Bryan and Katy Perry. Just look to see how those 3 mesh together.
Okay, so you guys are like staunch viewers of that show, huh?
Yeah,
you're sitting there, throwing out names and
die hard, have watch parties, stuff like that.
Now, I have not been partaking upon the artistry maker.
That, yeah.
Look for CJ.
Mm-hmm.
But
CJ.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into our media spot, and then we'll get into what you've been playing.
Check us out on Twitter at ethergamerradio. It's always going down on our Facebook fan page, ethergamerradio. Subscribe on iTunes to stay up to date with our shows. You'll get them delivered right to your phone. Hit us up at ethergamerradio hotline 916-877-5745. Leave us a blast out and we'll air it on the show. Let's go.
All right, so it's time to get into what you've been playing. So let's let our guest go first.
We have good manners on this show. All right, so here's the deal. There is a game that all these kids, and when I say these kids, I'm talking about 7th to 8th graders, 9 years old all the way up to 14 that they're talking about.
Uh-huh.
And it's the game that I tell you, of all the games that my kids have played, that I've played, I've never heard kids scream and yell to the point where I'm at work the other day and my wife sends me a message.
Okay.
And she says, I can't stand the screaming anymore. I'm leaving the house.
Oh, wow.
She literally left the house.
Dang, well,
because these kids are screaming over this game. I'm going to get to the game here in a second.
Okay.
So I'm trying to understand this. So I'm talking to other parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about the same thing. I'm like, what, this game? They're like, oh my gosh, our kids are playing the same game. They're screaming, they're yelling. I just talked to a mother this morning. She took the controllers away from their kids, left the game there, but took the controllers away for 2 weeks because they're just out of control.
Wow.
This game that I'm speaking of just cost me last week $300.
Whoa.
And a trip to the ER to get 5 staples. And what game is that? Anybody want to take a guess?
I would say Call of Duty. I would say a very violent game.
Yeah. Exactly.
You would think so, right? You would think it'd be like Call of Duty or maybe a Madden
Street
football
Fighter
or something.
right.
Upset. because we could talk about Madden catch-up and how Marcellus and I would almost break the controller. Baloo and I would break the controller over that dang game because of Madden catch-up, which I believe is a true thing that takes place in that game, which I hate, and that's why I don't play it anymore.
Madden catch-up, that's funny.
I am talking about the game called Fortnight.
Oh, wow.
And that is the game that everybody's talking about. Like, Look, I know it's been out for a hot minute, but I tell you what, I had to start playing it because I didn't know what was going on. And so let me just tell you what happened last Friday, because I was just telling you earlier in the show that I've been to the ER 3 times in this last week.
Yeah.
So anyways, getting ready to take my one son to his basketball game last Friday. And all of a sudden, I hear my oldest son, who's 14, who's tough as nails, and he's running down the stairs, holding his head. He goes, "Dad, I just hit my head."
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm washing the soap off my hands. I'm thinking, okay, this got to be pretty bad if he's holding his head and he's running down the stairs.
Yeah.
Like a dog's chasing him. And so I grabbed the first aid kit. My wife's like, "Hey, Scott, he's down here." His head. I'm like, I'm coming. So I go down there, sit him in the chair, pull his hand off his head. There's blood. And I look, and his head is completely split open.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Wide open. Matter of fact, the kids are hovering around. They want to see, and they're like, "Oh my God, that's so horrible!" And so they're freaking out. So I'm like, "Okay, everybody, just calm down, take a deep breath." So put some dressings on him, take him to the hospital. He gets 5 staples. And just to tell you how tough he is, Baloo knows because he knows my boy. He opted them. So he was he was Snapchatting as he was doing it, of course.
Wow.
So anyways, so he gets 5 staples. And they take my insurance card. It's a $300 deductible. And I'm sure there's going to be more bills to come.
Oh, yeah.
And so here's what happened.
Yeah.
So he's playing his game with his buddies, and they're pretty good at this Fortnite. Some bad to the bone dude comes in, takes all 4 of them out. All 4 of them back, and hits his head on the footboard of the bed.
Oh,
and his friends, he immediately is like, "Hey, guys, I got to go to the hospital." They said, "You are about the dumbest kid that I know." And so... So I told my son, I said, "You realize that this game just cost me $300? And of course, all the nurses are talking to him, and they're like, "Yeah, our kids are playing Fortnite. We understand where you're coming from." And so this is an epidemic. Matter of fact,
he called it an epidemic.
To the Attorney General. Matter of fact, I'm supposed to meet with the president before Trump meets with the North Korean president. He's going to talk to me first, because here's what's going on. We've got a huge safety issue moving forward, and I'm talking about Fortnite. We got to get to the point where these kids either need to wear a bicycle helmet, a motorcycle helmet, a football helmet. But they're talking about concussions in football. But I'm telling you what, I'm seeing more injuries and concussions from Fortnite. Kids losing their mind, getting pwned. And this is a serious issue that we need to talk about. And I don't hear anybody talking about it. So I want to be the first one to talk about this on your show. Listeners, friend in high school that knows somebody that's playing the game, I'm going to tell you right now, go to Walmart, hang up your phone right now, go to Walmart, get yourself a really heavy-duty bicycle helmet, and put it on, and trust me, it's going to save you $300.
Hot take.
So here's what we could take away from this story. I told my son, look, dude, this guy that just came in, not only virtually did he take all 4 of you guys out, but he physically sent you to the hospital. How's it feel? And he said he's got so much respect for this dude. He sent him a friend request.
Wow. That is too funny, man.
So I'm having a hard time building. I'm having a hard time. Like, I'm watching these guys and building stuff. And so I'm starting to figure out the strategy. I'm starting to figure out the strategy. But the game is literally out of control. It's a safety issue. They may just pull it off the shelf tomorrow.
That is too funny. And that's coming from somebody who's in the medical field.
Yep.
That's right.
It is the medical field. I'm more worried about Fortnite than I am drive-by shootings and motorcycle accidents.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Yeah. For the viewers, he does this for a living, guys.
He still has a good head of hair on him, and who knows if he ever goes bald and has to shave his head. You know.
Kudos to your son, number 1, for being that involved in the game. Number 2, taking that injury, like a boss, and number 3, having no anesthesia. That's kudos. I guess that's the power of Fortnite.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That is
so
that's
the
funny.
game.
You're gonna earn that money some way. You're gonna be able to pay me back somehow.
Oh my God.
Hey, right here, only on Ether Gamer Radio, people. Only on Ether Gamer Radio.
Exactly. We'll be right back. Peace.
We'd like to thank our listeners from Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Welcome back to Ether Gamer Radio.
All right, so whose story going to top that? Because you have a lot to live up to on that one.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Blue, go ahead. What's your what you've been playing?
So for me, I haven't been getting much into. I tried doing a little bit of some of the games that I had. I put in a little Call of Duty, put on a little bit of Gears, but haven't been recycling to anything new. I guess I'm kind of waiting for that next new hot game.
Okay.
I've still been working out and figuring out the Blu-ray as far as the 4K issues. I've got that figured out now, and I'm really starting to appreciate what the capabilities of that Xbox One X can do when it comes to the 4K Blu-rays. Yeah. I put in a stunning copy of Transformers last night, and it just blew my mind at how good it looked.
So are you thinking about not getting the Oppo? Or what's going on with that?
I think I'm still going to get that. Okay. I talked it over, and there's a reason I'm going to get that Oppo player to use that instead of or in lieu of the Xbox One X, because one thing I found out about the Xbox One X, it has the input, the HDMI input on the back of it, right? Mm-hmm. Well, it is only a 1080p input pass through. You cannot put a 4K device, in other words, 4K. Like when I hooked up my NVIDIA Shield, and it will not. And I click that input on the Xbox One, it downgrades it to 1080p. So I can't get 4K out of my NVIDIA Shield. And so I'm like, that's no way.
I don't even use that pass through. But
and that's kind of a good thing for folks to know, because if you need an extra input, so that's why I'm going to go to that Oppo 4K Blu-ray player, because that has an input where you can you can hook it up 4K through that. So now I can basically add another 4K capable input where my TV only has 2 of those. Without add that Blu-ray player, now I effectively have 3 4K inputs. So I have one for my Xbox One X, I'll have one for the Blu-ray player, and then I can use the NVIDIA Shield, I can use the Oppo to hook my NVIDIA Shield so I can get 4K through everything.
Well, so you need to go ahead and take that NVIDIA Shield back. But I'm glad you brought up that pass-through, because I used to use the pass-through when I initially got the first Xbox One. And the thing about that pass-through, when I hooked it to like Comcast, it actually degraded the picture a little bit.
That's correct.
I ended up living with it because I like to, walk in and be like Xbox on, and then it'll turn everything on and all that good stuff. But I did lose, a bit of picture quality and color and tone and all that stuff. And I lived with it or whatever. Right. I'll never go back to doing that again until, the new Xbox or whatever. I'm pretty sure that pass through will be 4K, and all that stuff.
Well, it may be, but because people don't really know about it and they don't talk about it. So, so for the gamer, for the people that are putting it on there, they're putting it on there more as a feature as opposed to a viable resource. Exactly. By the way, this has an extra input. Yeah. But we're not putting any video processing behind it, to keep the price down.
Exactly. And also let people know, because you signed up for the Xbox, Game Pass. What do you think?
I got the Game Pass, and they're starting to feature a few games that are about to come on there. Right now, I have Tomb Raider. Okay. So I was starting to put that on. I'm actually in the process of downloading that as we speak. And then they have Sea of Thieves, if I'm not mistaken, that they're profiling, that's going to be coming on there as well. So I'm kind of curious to see what that's all about. Okay. But I want to check out the Tomb Raider, since it's good. Should be
Tomb Raider
deliciousness.
Exactly. And we'll do our ratings, our whole rating setup with it.
Off the hook.
Our off the hook rating.
Our off the hook scale. We have to let our guest. Freaking Cold Dizzle 3 know, on this show, I've created kind of a rating system where we can rate, on a scale of 1 to 10, we call it, an off the hook. Isn't that right? No, it's not off the hook. What's it called? I keep forgetting.
It's an off the hook scale. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay, it's an off the hook scale. So, there's a video quality rating or an overall quality rating. What do you think of the game? So, we can kind of get into.
It's only the high upper echelon titles, the whole
that they even make the
AAA titles.
That's it.
That are graphically enhanced with all.
And even speaking of the theme of what we've been playing, for you guys listening to us out there, Cold Dizzle 3 and I, we go back. We go way back.
Way back.
To when we were 15 years old, and both of us grew up military brats, so. Our dads were stationed over in Japan at the time, and we got to go to high school there, and that's where we met. And at that point in time, not to date ourselves and our ages, but that's when Double Dribble was pretty much the hottest game out.
Dang.
wait. It was Double Dribble.
Yeah.
It was Blades of Steel.
Oh,
okay. I remember.
And
Blades
what was
of
that?
Steel.
And what was that wrestling game called?
Oh, who was the main wrestler? Was it freaking Thunderlips?
Thunderlips. Dang.
I can't even remember the wrestling game, but that's where you had the double dribble and had the glitch where you just jump off the screen and make 3 shots all the time.
Yeah.
In the top corner.
That's too funny.
Oh man! So we go way back, guys, doing that stuff.
Hey, don't you remember though? If you blocked a shot at half court, the ball would go straight up in the air off the screen.
Yes. Now that's some. Now I'm not sure if you heard it before, but we actually had a special guest on the show that actually profiled, or his main thing was retro gaming.
Yeah.
And retro gaming has made a serious comeback. It's a big community out there.
Yep.
I don't know. Some of the guys, you guys want to talk about that and kind of where we're going with that?
No, yeah, that's on you guys. I don't really go back. I go back, sometimes with certain titles, but I'm very selective with what I do.
Now.
Yeah, exactly. Like Asteroids, maybe R-Type. Those type of games. But Scott, since that was you guys' thing back in the day, do you like playing the older titles again? I mean, is it like going back, or is it just something that you don't really bother with?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's fun to play those games. I just don't find them as time consuming or as addicting as the games are now.
Yeah, that's true.
The games now are just more sophisticated. I mean, the worlds that you're in and the things you can do. I mean,
exactly.
You can only sit and play Asteroids for so long.
Yeah,
you can only sit and play Space Invaders for so long before you're like done and you get up and you leave. And that's why, like back in the day with Atari, anybody that's played Atari or anything like that, you can play the game for a short period of time, get up, go outside and play. But these games now, like Fortnite, dude, my kids are in there all day. Yeah. I mean, they don't leave. Like I had to call my boy down the boy that just had staples in the back of his head. I mean, I had to call him down 4 times to eat dinner to the point where I'm like, you're not eating dinner. I'm not calling you down 4 times because he had to finish his game. He couldn't leave the game. Yeah. He couldn't leave it. I mean, he'd rather just sit there and wither like a flower, just wither away down to nothing, down to ashes. I mean, his blood sugar is probably negative 0.467 gigahertz, which isn't even a scale that exists. But he'd rather sit there and become a diabetic and hypoglycemic than to come down and eat because he's got to stay with his team. You can't leave your team in Fortnite. You got to stay together.
That's true.
Because who knows when the next guy's going to come in and take all 4 of you guys out and you're going to bang your head and go back to the ER again.
Exactly. So, that's too funny.
I just don't think the games back then kept me from eating. I think if my mom said dinner's ready, I think I was already running down the stairs before she could even say the word dinner. I think she said dinner, and I was down the. But these kids now, it's like, oh, let me finish this. I'm in the middle. I can't like.
The game that did get us, and you have to talk about it because there has been a resurrectance of this, but the game, freaking RTCW, what is it? Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
Yes, classic.
Okay, that game we used to go ham on, and that was the PC game, the original Return to Castle Wolfenstein. We had to return the docks, right? Yeah. And we played on the beach map, and freaking Cold Dizzle 3, which went by Dock Runner. For those of you that may be listening, go way back. He was Dock Runner back in the day, the infamous Dock Runner.
The infamous.
Couldn't be stopped. Yeah, he was infamous.
I could not be contained. Could not be contained. That game was fun, and that was probably, honestly, the only game that I was truly addicted to. I mean, I know lots of people that play World of Warcraft that they'll play 36 hours. In a row, and they've got a Euro in front of them. They want to get up and go. They've got one of those porta potties, and they're sitting on it playing their game.
I got close to that.
Right.
I had to. That's why I'm ex-priest. For those of you who don't know. The only game that
I played between the Call of Duties, you name it, Return to Castle Wolfenstein was the only game that I was really, truly addicted to it. I think it was just the gameplay.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what it was. I don't know what you guys think about it, but it was just those games were extremely fun to play.
Oh, yeah, classics. Definitely. I mean, and it's so funny that you say that about the open world game, which is Fortnite and Destiny and all those games, because they do have that tether that you're playing with somebody. You can't just pause the game, stop it, or I'll come back to it later. so I can do that. So no, I got to complete this mission. I'm with these guys. I can't leave them. All that whole
you
thing
have to,
does play
set
out.
aside time to really do something in those games. So
so that does add to it. And in saying that, we go to Sea of Thieves, because what I've been playing is a little bit of Sea of Thieves. I'm not sure if you two, Ice and Blue, have heard of this game, but it's a big title for Microsoft. But I'm not feeling it. I played it. Basically, you're a pirate and you have a crew, and they actually have to work each part of your boat, your ship, to actually make it sail. They have to man the sails. They have to, pull the sails one way or the other. They have to, they actually do things on the ship that you have to do to make everything work and, correct. And I spent more time loading the game and the game freezing than I actually did playing the game, because and again, this is an open world game to where you have a pretty big crew. So you checked it out too. What'd you think about it?
That's one of the games I've been playing this week. I mean, it's not for me. I'll just put it that way. I wouldn't say it's trash because it looks really good. It's got that art design, cliche art design, cartoon art design. That's pretty cool. I do like how in depth it is. Mm-hmm. I just think, unfortunately, is a little too much in depth. You know what I mean? Like it was a little over. They have to understand we're still playing a video game, right? Like you don't really want to do a real life job in a video game. You know what I mean? As far as you got to pull the anchor up. Okay, now you got to set the sail. I mean, there are people out there that are going to enjoy it. I just don't see it being like a successful hit that I think they think it's going to be, because it is over in depth. You know what I mean? I think if they just would have kept it, have some of those things in there, but then have it to where like you could just hop on and play and make it fun for your friends. I don't know. I think there's a happy medium they could have found in between being, over in depth and not so much. But one of the things I did like is, like I said, if you're into that type of genre of like pirates and doing all that, you're gonna love the game. Yeah. And like I was doing a little, just messing around or whatever, and I jumped into the ocean and was just swimming around, and the shark came up, and I was trying to shoot the shark, and it killed me. Mm-hmm. And it took me to like this little like ghost pirate ship when I died. So that was cool. Pretty tight. And I think it's kind of like a way for them to reload the game, because you couldn't do anything on the boat. You're just kind of walking around, and it's all green and eerie, and there's a ghost captain, sailing the boat and stuff. I mean, it's definitely some interesting elements to the game. I definitely haven't spent enough time with the game to really be like, oh, this is what I think. But for me, right away, I wasn't clamoring to play it, after playing it. So. Yeah.
Well, the thing about open worlds, they can adapt and change, right, and modify it to work well with everyone who's playing it or whatever, to get an idea of what works. But also, it's, to me, it's just, I don't know. It has to have more to it. And I think the beta, they just throw you in, tell you to play the game, see what you think, see how you feel about it. Yep. And I'm hoping that when they actually release the title, they step you through the process of what you want to do and I was always captain, so I don't know if it says, be a deckhand, be this or be that. It's like everybody slated as a captain spot, so I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. But so I think it has potential. It looks stunning. It looks great. It reminds me of, like a clean, just a gorgeous version of Fortnite. Speaking of games,
it does look like a really good.
But it looks really, really clean, really cool. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how it goes. There's one other game that I've been playing, was Kirby Star Allies. They released a demo of that because Nintendo had their whole. What is it called? Their
Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, their Nintendo Direct, and so they showed some good games or whatever. We'll talk about that in gaming news, but Kirby Star Allies is cool. It's a fun platformer with great mechanics and control. Fun characters. The characters look really interesting. The bosses were really cool. They have different phases to them. During the battle, Kirby can change into different characters with different abilities. during a fight or during different aspects of the game that you need to do, where they need to freeze something, jump on top, and keep moving. And it looks gorgeous. Really? I mean, it looks really cool, and it was fun. It was like we were talking, earlier about, the old school games. You're able just to play those, whatever, for a short, 10 minutes, whatever. I'm playing Asteroids, and I just put it down and keep it moving and come back to it or whatever and try to beat my top score. Kirby has that feel to it, to where something that you can just play, stop it or whatever, and just come back to it later. But that's what.
Yeah, I almost brought back retro. They have on the Game Pass. They have Fusion Frenzy, which is from the original Xbox.
Yeah.
That's a jam right there.
You remember exactly? I'm literally going to download that.
Frenzy. Yeah, that was a jam.
Sorry about
Nice.
that. But
with effects. What is that? Yeah.
but yeah. So that's what we've been playing. So let's get into gaming news.
You are listening to Ether Gamer Radio.
Gaming news.
All right, so a lot of news this week. One of the ones that I'm most excited about, is the announcement of The Division 2.
Nice.
Tom Clancy's The Division 2. I'm super excited about it. As soon as I seen the announcement, I reached out to Priest and we were talking about it. So, and what I like the most is when they announced it, they said they're going to use the things that they've learned with the Division 1 and transfer those into the Division 2, as well as build on top of that. Because there's a lot of things that they didn't get to do in Division 1 that I think they're going to try to implement in Division 2 while keeping the same foundation. To me, that's super important because that's exactly what Destiny did not do and why the game turned into trash. So,
that's what I love about Ubisoft. They go back and they revamp, and everything that they've learned from 1 and all the stuff. Ubisoft is imagine it like the Goody Mob, with CeeLo Green and Andre 3000, all those people to pull from, and you can use all those aspects of people who did Assassin's Creed, people who did Wildlands, and they're pulling in all that stuff, whatever, into this Division 2. Man, I can't wait.
I can't wait. It's going to be pretty dope. And also, they're going to be releasing some content for the Division 1 before Division 2 comes out, obviously. They've got a few new patches coming in, or not patches, excuse me, but like DLC, I guess, content, a few missions. But the most exciting thing to me is an Xbox One X enhanced patch.
Oh, about time.
So we're going to get that 4K, that sweet 4K goodness.
Nice.
For the Division. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I like how they changed the names. Before, the patches were 1.8.2.
Yeah.
And then through their whole little media thing they do on YouTube and their website, they end up changing it to Strawberry.
Yeah, the Strawberry update. Yep. So,
Interesting.
Yeah, it's going to include 2 existing missions, Amherst and Grand Central, reworked for legendary difficulty, which is good for me because I can get them classified gear pieces. Yep. And then
the other one's Parsnip.
Yeah, Parsnip. Yeah, we'll do the same for 2 other existing missions. And then Strawberry, that's just coming out in April. That's the patch name, by the way, or
DLC.
So, yeah, the DLC name,
which is free.
It's going to be Xbox One X patch. So
nice,
pretty cool. And then Parsnip is due in June. So
nice, cool. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Yes, they have everybody and their mama working on that from Ubisoft. Red Storm's Reflection. Just everything. So it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm in. Day 1,
and I hope they better have them graphics they showed us at E3 a few years ago.
Oh, they will.
Division 1 for Division 2.
Yes, which we'll get into that hopefully a little bit later because of the PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox. So hopefully this is on those consoles, and they will be showing a trailer, I believe, at E3.
You think so?
Yeah, the next info is to drop at E3. That's what's stated. So nice,
interesting.
All right, so Blue, what you got for us, man?
Yeah, well, South Park. So, and this is funny because I have a little bit of a derivative, but South Park, the fractured butthole, and that's hole with a W-H-O-L-E. Yeah, that's coming to the Nintendo Switch next month. I mean, the name and title itself intrigues you. Yeah, that kind of surpassed Cuphead. So,
well, yeah, you remember my review I did on it?
Yes. Oh yeah, that was a great review. And I have not played it or got it, but I will get it on the Switch.
Oh wow!
Nice.
Wow.
Well, and here's the funny thing:
Uh-huh.
the whole South Park, and I was one that I didn't watch the show. You know, I'm not like I don't follow South Park. I've seen a couple episodes.
You
the
do
epic
look
ones,
like
you know.
what is it? The cook.
Wow, I think I heard was it Kenny? Who was that? No, Kenny
the black guy.
Whoa,
No,
yeah,
that was
the
by
cook.
Isaac Hayes. Wasn't it Isaac Hayes?
Oh, he was on there too.
He's on there
his
too,
character
yeah.
was on there too.
But you know what, you guys, listen. This is pretty funny because the other day I was watching Planes, Trains, and Automobile. No, Throw Mama from the Train.
Okay.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
watching
Dang.
Throw Mama from the
What?
Train, and
Dude,
that
I haven't
mom.
seen that movie.
I'm telling you, exactly. It's a classic, right? But
Oh, yeah,
the
for
funny
sure.
thing, I was starting to die was because that's obviously an old 80s movie or whatever, maybe early 90s, late 80s, whatever.
Mhm.
But the mom that's from the Goonies that played, you know, the
Yeah.
I'm listening to her talk, and I'm like,
Yeah.
son of a gun, if that did not start South Park, the way she talked was South Park.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
I was dying. I just didn't know. So
That's funny.
if I stumbled across a factoid, that was something else for me.
Yeah.
But let me finish this,
And also the blue looking like the cook, he's a light version of the cook because he actually looks more like Charles Barkley. But that's a story for another day.
Oh, sorry. My NBA.
Oh my gosh! Here, I'll finish this up for you guys. Get off on a tangent.
No, go
So
ahead.
anyway, it's official. South Park: The Fractured Butthole is officially coming to the Nintendo Switch after months of speculation. All right, false listenings
Charles Barkley.
and whispers among the
50
community.
points, 30 points, 70 points. Kobe get point.
Dang.
It's coming soon, guys. Just so you guys know, April 24th. So mark it down on your calendars there.
Yeah, it's
Ubisoft is
coming to
definitely
the-
on fire.
coming to the Switch.
Cool. So as we said, Nintendo had their big Nintendo Direct, which is cool.
Yes, that was awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I was still, looking for the virtual consoles.
Yeah, I'm thinking because here's the thing, right? So they had a Nintendo Direct in January. So I'm thinking they're doing something every few months because also with the Nintendo Direct, I was hearing some rumors that they might be talking about a new Pokemon coming.
Yeah.
Obviously that's going to be a huge game for the Switch. So, but they're talking about doing another Nintendo Direct for that. So who knows? We might hear.
Oh no, they've been
about
doing
that.
it. Yeah, like every 3 months or something
Yeah.
on there. So they've been
pretty
putting
cool.
them out.
Yeah.
But again, I was looking for that. I was also expecting Netflix. They have Hulu.
Yeah, I know.
And so I was hoping for Netflix. Just laying in the tub watching, putting on the kickstand on. Hey, that's what it is.
You put those bath balls in there.
bubbles. Yeah, hey man, you gotta
man.
sometimes
It's
you
a
gotta
lid
just
in the
relax.
tub.
You know what I'm saying? Blue know what's up. He be getting those pedicures and all that good stuff with his wife.
Yeah, it's
He
been a
knows
while.
what's going on.
Yeah.
But or even YouTube.
Yeah.
I expected. But we didn't get it. But again, we have a lot of good games coming out. They did have a bunch of great announcements. The one that was
Yes.
surprising was at the end, the Super Smash Brothers
Super
announcement.
Smash Bros. I'm so excited for that. That's going to be off the hook. Play Super Smash Brothers online. That's going to be tight. I can't wait. It's going to be tight.
Nice.
Yeah. I have a question for
Mm-hmm.
Cole Dizzle. Cole Dizzle, what is like with some of the stuff that's been going on? Sometimes we'll bring it into the gaming community. Like, do you have a opinion about how gaming? Because we obviously know how it's got our kids, totally enthralled. Do you have an opinion about how gaming applies to real life world events? With violence at all?
With the whole thing with Trump saying that, the whole Florida issue with the kid, that whole thing, which I don't really want to get into, but we could tap dance on a little bit.
The thing is, I was just at the fire station yesterday. It's funny because we talk a lot of politics and stuff, and one of the guys that I work with is ex-military, ex-Marine, and I heard him talking about an article that he read that video games do not cause violence with kids. Actually, it's an outlet of anger and aggression.
Exactly.
Now, I have my opinion on it, but just like I was telling the guys at the fire station, you can have one group of scientists say that the Earth is melting, and then you can have another group saying that the Earth is freezing. And
Shout out to the
it's just
flat
like,
earthers
you
in Kyrie.
have a glass, a 32-ounce glass sitting at 16 ounces of fluid. So some people will say it's half full, some people say it's half empty. Are they both right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
It's just one of those things. To answer your question, I just think there's so many factors. I think that if you have a child growing up in an abusive home, neglected. I truly believe in a father at the home, or at least a strong
male figure,
father figure in their life. I think that's extremely important. But nevertheless, I just feel that there's just so many factors involved. I don't think you can just say that a video game does it, but I don't know. I haven't seen all the research. I think that these games, I mean, what was the first violent video game that came out? Do you guys know? What would be considered the first violent? Like, I'm thinking Doom.
No, well, you can even go to Mortal Kombat. So, I mean, because that was the whole thing with slicing of the bodies and all that stuff. But the biggest one that had one of the biggest impacts was Manhunt on the for Sony.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was a pretty big thing because they call it a murder simulator, is what they're going with Manhunt. And nobody has, that game is come and gone, and there wasn't massive murders or whatever when it comes to that, nor Call of Duties and all the other stuff. But it's just like, they go to the whole thing with adrenaline. If you're listening to some music or whatever, and you're rocking out or listening to some hardcore hip hop, and mom walks in the room and you're pissed off, or you're in whatever rage, for whatever crazy reason, and you do something, it was because of the music, all that good stuff. But you can always say, this guy, do we say, is it okay to steal because this person is sitting there starving on the corner, and they can just walk in the store and eat all the food? You know what I'm saying? Do we sit there and say, is it because they were homeless, or is it because they were in a situation, whatever their past is, or is it because he was just hungry and nobody was giving him no food? And he was like, this is America. You can just walk in the store and look at the food. And, so it's kind of, a crazy situation to say all things are caused because of one particular thing. You know what I'm saying? There's
I'm with you on that. I don't think you could pinpoint it to one thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think you could just point it to just a video game. Exactly. Like, if everything else in their life is in place, I don't personally think that just one video game can cause them to do something. I don't personally believe that. But
yeah. And everybody,
what do you guys think? What's your opinion on it, Baloo?
Go ahead, Baloo.
Yeah, no, mine is I agree. I really do. I don't think that can be categorized or put in a box into that category as well. I think it definitely goes back to the home life and structure and or that individual, But to say they're always looking for accountability. Got to have someone accountable. There's something accountable, and it's just it's not right. And to X-Priest's example with the food and being hungry, that's a really, really good example.
It is a good example.
So I think the same thing. So can
I pass out the note that said Melissa's a monkey, and the teacher got it. And what'd she do? She reached over to the wall, and what was hanging on the wall? It was a big wooden paddle. Ooh. And what'd she do? She took me out. She didn't call my mom, and say, or my dad, and say, hey, she just took me out in the hallway and she paddled me. I go back into the classroom, trying to hold back tears, trying to look like a man, and I start laughing as my response to it.
Yeah.
And right when the teacher comes back in, the class told on me.
Oh,
they're like, this is so and so. They're like, Scott's laughing. She's like, oh, really? So she went down the hallway, got the football coach to come down the hallway, took me back outside, paddled me. By this time, I'm coming out, went home to my parents to tell them that I got paddled. What do you think my parents did?
Yeah, no, exactly.
So anyways.
No.
I'm off my
sure.
soapbox. I'm off my soapbox. Sorry.
Yeah, but no. Corporal punishment, we know in America, is on the decline. Your kid might get a gun and shoot you in the back, but just be careful. Just be careful.
Unfortunately, that's real stories.
Okay, let's get back on track. No, seriously, yeah. GTA was, back in the day, that was like, GTA, you can go around pulling people out the cars, killing them, doing whatever. So yeah, no, I definitely understand that. So yeah, GTA 6 is on board, which everybody really knew. But the rumors are it's looking more like 2021, 2022. And that's a real cool aspect because the new system should be out around that time. So when GTA 5 came out, that's good to hear that they're, Rockstar is working on that. But me, I'm looking forward to Red Dead. Since I did talk about the Sony on the PS5, there are rumors that PS5 dev kits have been sent out to third-party developers. So yeah, I'm loving that because we could, if that is true, okay, was basically what it stated. PlayStation 5 development kits have been reportedly already sent to third-party studios. That's by Marcus Sellers, an industry insider who leaked several bits of big news over the past couple of weeks. He's the one that released the whole information on Black Ops coming out this year, which happened to be true. And then also the Nintendo Switch port for Diablo 3. So so the rumors are looking good. But if that is true, they may make a statement at
Kind of equated to like kind of like a PUBG sort of thing, but just with 4 players and
Exactly.
fighting an onslaught of zombies and trying to survive. Basically, early access to the game, so you can play it 4 days before the game's standard release date. It also has what's called the Year 1 Survival Edition, so it's probably some sort of specific mode or something for the game. Those 10. So yeah, what do you guys think about that?
Nice. No, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Taking a lot from a lot of different titles,
Right.
PUBG,
Yeah.
Fortnite, in the sense you have to go scavenge around in homes, and there could be zombies inside of that. You have to fortify your area through the night. You can travel if you want to, but odds are you're really probably going to get killed if you travel through night. And the darkness, the way it looks at night, is really dark.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it looks amazing. But also, Days Gone has been delayed.
Yep.
That whole Sony's
Speaking of zombie games.
title
Yep.
to 2019. Which is good. I mean, if it's not ready, I'd rather you keep it in the oven and
Bake it.
And yeah, keep it cooking and just make sure you do it again. Do it good. And Sony never really lets down when they have the Freestyle SE and the V3 Customs and
Advertising for him and kind of testing it out in the house. And he was just saying, obviously the state of the art, like speakers all over the place, and as tall as he is. He was just saying that, hey, he just has that bump box in there and using that for parties instead of lighting up that whole system, and because it covers so much range. So, that's actually
it's like 450
cool.
watts of pure power. First, horn tweeters. It has a microphone, a Bluetooth microphone that you can go ahead and get it cracking with some karaoke. You can actually hook a guitar into it. So that's pretty cool. And a lot of different hookups. It does SD slot, USB slot, Bluetooth 3.5 jack.
I'll tell you what, the Fat Boys would have loved to have seen this, going back to our days.
They'd have been rocking it for
back
sure.
in the day. Yeah.
Yep.
We need to put a Kango on in an homage to LL Cool J. All right. So anyway.
Oh yeah. oh yeah. Definitely. Where's your Kango, Baloo?
Yeah. I gave it to Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh dang.
Oh.
Oh. That's too funny. But yeah, so again, that's basically the show. Yeah, got one more.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say real quick. I wanted to ask you guys, since I know Cole Dizzle 3 and I were heavy Call of Duty. Call of Duty.
You Call of Duty?
Yeah, Call of Duty.
Duders.
What's up with the Black Ops 4? And
you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. I was thinking the same thing.
What? That was one of our lost show note topics.
Lost notes.
So what do you think about it?
Is it by Treyarch? Is it by Infinity Ward?
That's your wheelhouse.
I believe this is Treyarch's. This is Treyarch's game.
I just announced my homework.
I believe
they put out. It was kind of it wasn't that great because it was showing all the Call of Duties, and then at the one they had the little clip at the end.
Yeah.
Then it shows the new logo, but it's looking good, man. And
so how's the game? Are they looking at modern warfare, or is it futuristic, or they kind of throw back? What is it?
It's a futuristic one. It's the one.
Futuristic.
I don't think all the detail. I don't think all the details have been released on it. But
if it's following that timeline, it's going to be the futuristic one. So,
yeah.
I didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, but you guys are going to buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're Call of Duty fans.
I don't know.
You guys are Call of Duters.
Yeah, Call of Duters. That's a new, created here first, folks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, thanks for coming on the show.
Yes. Cold Dizzle 3.
Cold Dizzle.
Cold Dizzle.
Yeah, it was an honor and a privilege.